Hi, I'm Stephanie. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching my channel. Today I am doing a review of a pattern, and that pattern is the Itch to say that fast 5 times. Itch to Stitch Mountain Jeans. This is a online downloadable pattern, and I have written a few notes so that I can remember to tell you what I want to tell you. This is not a how to make video. This is just my pattern review, and I'm going to tell you a few stumbling spots that I had, a few solutions that I came up with, where I went for help, and what my experience was. I did change a few things. I'm going to tell those kinds of things. So if that's what you want to hear about the Mountain View jeans, stay tuned because you're going to hear all of that. This is my sewing room, and I just did a tour of it if you want to take a look at the whole thing, 360. Okay, so how I heard of these jeans the very first time was in Jen's Sewing Room, another YouTube channel. Now, Jen is in Florida, and she is amazing. I just love her. And so when she mentioned these, I knew I wanted to have them. I just wanted them. And we talked. Well, we didn't talk. You know, we messaged each other and decided to do a collab. So if you're watching this video first, go over and watch in Jen's Sewing Room because she's going to do a review of this same pattern and talk about the changes that she made in her jeans. And also, Jen is the originator of a wonderful hashtag called Friday Sews. So come back every Friday because I do a video every Friday just about sewing and life, and it's super fun. Hashtag Friday Sews. So go see Jen. If you're coming to my channel after seeing Jen, hi Jen. Thank you so much for coming by. And if you haven't subscribed, I would love for you to join my channel by subscribing. Leave me a comment. And if you want to kind of visit, come find me on Facebook. I'm on there every day. Okay, so let's see. I have made 2 pairs. These are them. This was my first pair, so let's talk about this one first. What I did first was I bought the pattern and I downloaded it, and that's this. Now, it's a booklet. But Jen printed hers in a booklet form, and I'm jealous about that, really, because I just printed these big old pages. But here it is. So the actual pattern is on this same size paper, and it's like a puzzle. You lay all the pieces of paper out, and you tape them together, and you have your pattern. How cool is that? You don't have to wait, and you can download this anytime, lay it out. And I will say, there's a map in here. When you get your pattern pieces, there's a map showing you where all the pieces go, and that was super helpful. She also has a really cool circle dot in the corner of every 4 pages, has a circle, so that when you line those up, you get a nice accurate layout. The first time, yes, I did this twice. The first time I cut out all the pages so they would line up together, and I'm not a precise kind of person for cutting. The second time I folded them on the line, so each one of these pages has a black line. I folded them, and that fit together much nicer. And so I taped all the 4 little, where the 4 pages go together with that little circle, I taped all of that, and then along other areas, because especially if I could see that the pattern piece needed extra taping wherever, you'll kind of get the feel of it when you're laying it out. So the next thing I did is I laid my my pattern was laying on this big table. I have a big table. I'm really lucky to have this big table. It was an old table in our family, and no one was using it. It was kind of stained and rickety, and hubby painted it for me, and it's these flaps. Something it was just a cord. These flaps fold up, both of these 2 flaps fold up, and I get a really long table. So I was able to lay this out. If I didn't, I probably would do it on the floor because it's big. This pattern is super big. Am I still going? Okay. I actually laid my paper. I have this tracing paper. You can hear it. It's really thick. I laid that on top of my pattern, and I traced out each piece. That way I didn't have taped together pieces of paper. I just had a piece. And I do this with my tissue patterns from regular patterns as well. So I had my patterns on this paper, and then I hang it in my closet. If you're curious, I got the paper and the hangers from Waywack. It's called dotted pattern paper or dotted tracing pattern, and these are hangers. So laid it all out, traced it, and I made the jeans following these instructions. Now wait, back to printing real quick. When you do this printing, it has all the sizes. And actually, let me explain this after I explain my problem. When you hear my problem, you'll understand why I got this solution. Before I made the jeans, I went and looked for people showing how, because this is a popular pattern, and I found quite a few that were really good, but my favorite was lifting pins and needles. She told just enough. I didn't really want to go into the deep details because I pretty much knew how to do it. I just wanted to see the pieces go together, and you sewed a lot right along with her. I used that video, stop and start, go back to the pieces I needed to know just to see it. Someone else did it, to see it. Where were the pockets? How were they turned? How was this fake fly? You know, all of the things I needed to see, I saw on her video. So I highly recommend that if you're going to make these jeans and you want a sew along that shows you how she put the jeans together, lifting pins and needles was great. Okay, watched her video, made the jeans, and they came out wrong. I didn't measure correctly. One of the things I do wrong often is not read the instructions. So that's going to be my first tip. Read the instructions. Whoever made these instructions has taken a lot of time to tell you everything you need to know. And one of them was to find your size, and I didn't do that. I measured my waist, made the pants, didn't measure, it didn't put in any of my other measurements. And when I went back, it turns out my waist is in this size right here. My hip is in this size. Waist, hip. And so the pants fit me great in the waist, but they were like super big everywhere else because I have a big waist, small hips. So I took my actual measurements and I looked at the pattern, and I made the waist one size, the pattern piece, and I made the rest of the pants 2 sizes smaller. And what I did is I reprinted it. I just reprinted it. Now at that point, I was really reading the instructions, and she explained how to do this. It was super cool because I didn't really know about printing patterns. And so here she is explaining somewhere in here. I could have sworn this tip was in here, but I'm not finding it. So let me tell you the tip. When you're printing it, it's in this PDF, and there's on the left, there's different things you can click on, and one of them is the details, and I'm not really sure how it works, so play around. But there's all these different sizes are different colors and different size of dotted lines. And so what you could do is click on this eyeball, and this one of these drop down windows, and all the different sizes have an eyeball, like a little eyeball next to it. And if you click on the eyeball to remove the eyeball, those sizes will disappear. That will disappear, so you can only see the size you want. So what I did is I took the eyeball away from everything except the 2 sizes I was working with. So I really only had 2 lines. One was going to be for my waistband and one was going to be for the rest, but the whole pattern had 2 lines for my 2 sizes I was working with. I hope that helps you, because it was so much easier to trace when I was just looking at, you know, the 2 lines instead of a whole bunch of lines. Okay, that's my tip. Okay, so I reprinted, I retraced, I made this pair. My mistake pair is green, and I still have it. I think I'm gonna fix it. I don't know. It may not be worth it. I've got it kind of torn apart. But this pair turned out great. Turned out great. Let me just show you. It's a kind of a denim-y. It kind of looks like navy blue, but it had a kind of a denim look to it to me, and they turned out great. They turned out great. Now, I think I already showed you a picture. If I didn't, let me show you a picture now of these jeans on. They are just so flattering. I love, love, love that you could put any kind of fabric in your pocket that you want. How cute is that? And that you have these back pockets. Even though they're pull-on pants, it's nice that they look like real jeans. And while this does have top stitching, it's in the same color as the pants. So I didn't do the color top stitching. I really, on my first pair, I just wanted to do everything as easy as possible so I could figure out how to make them fit. And then I will do the top stitching when I knew what I was doing. So no top stitching. Now I came across a problem when I was trying these on. I have a flat bottom. I'm a flat bottom girl. I don't have a rounded bottom, and so pants are always baggy right there on the below the butt. They just are. I can't fill them in. And I did some researching, and I was looking, and it kind of just the general consensus was you need to take it in right below that, and most pants don't have a seam right down the back of your pant leg. They have a seam on the side and a seam on the inside, but not right down the back. This pattern already has a seam down the back of the leg, which is very flattering, and it's easy to really form the pattern to fit you because of that seam. That seam is everything. So I'm just going to show you a little video of what my flat bottom problem looked like and where I'm just going to take it in a little. Let me just show you that. All right, my mountain jeans, I'm fitting them. So they're done. I've got my waistband on, and I don't have the elastic in it. I'm going to add that at the end just so I can figure out exactly how tight I want that. My pockets. So far as the fitting, I still have this like little pookie here. Let me show you this one. Can you see that? This is what we call a flat bottom girl problem. All pants do this to me. So on this side, I took it in a little. Let me move away from that chair. But it's still puckery. But I took it in more, and it got too tight. And then it started to want to pull my pants down when I bend like this. So there's got to be a happy medium. The thing I like about these pants the most is comfort. So I would rather have this puckering and have comfy pants than have something too tight. They're almost similar pulling in the bottom when I bend. So I think I would take this adjustment and that'd be okay with me, especially because when I have my elastic in, it'll be holding them up. I need to move this chair. Sometimes something behind you is in the way of seeing the line. So if I had my elastic in, it would be right about there. And it seems pretty smooth compared to this one, which even with elastic is still really pooky all in here. Okay, so that's my adjustment. I did not put the pockets on. I'm going to decide that after I get everything done so I know exactly where I want them. So do you see? It's just like baggy, right? Saggy butt. It's just a saggy butt pant. So I fixed it. And I think this pattern just will make anybody's fit perfect because of that extra seam in the back, which is actually really cute too, especially when you do the top stitching. The other thing I did, now I made that change on my pant leg in the back, that seam, and as soon as I did, I took my pattern piece and I adjusted it. I traced it onto, ignore that. I traced it and made just a new little line there. So it's just a little tiny adjustment. So if you're going to change anything, change it on your pattern. And the next pair you make, you don't have to go through that adjusting. I did not sew. She has you sew in the waistband elastic. I did not do that. I left my elastic loose, and I left a little opening on the side so that I could change the elastic to fit my ever-changing waistline. Sometimes it would be too tight, sometimes it would be too loose. This way I can just reach in there and pull it out and adjust it. I could pin it, or I could really sew it to a different size. Okay, where's my phone? Note to self, turn off the cell phone. Oh, I've had that happen so many times, and I just get like so irritated. And it's like, I don't get that many texts. I should be like so excited that someone's willing to text me, but not right now. Okay, do not sew. I did not sew in the waistline. I mean the elastic. She has you sew that in, and I didn't do that. And I'm happy with it too. That way it's just, I can change it. Okay, so that's that pair. Then I went to make this pair. I thought it was more denim-y, but it turned out it was just another pair of navy pants. It looked like blue jean in the store, but it feels like blue jean, but it's really dark. So honestly, the top stitching turns it into jeans. Don't you agree? The top stitching turns it into jeans, and I thought it was really fun. I was nervous about it because I'm kind of not a precise sewer. I'd want to be, and I can even see here some of these lines could have been more perfect, but you know what, looking at it from afar you can't really tell. And honestly, on ready to wear, things aren't always perfect there either. So I bought this top stitching thread. This is kind of gray. It looks white, but it's gray, and it's made for top stitching. Let me get it and I'll show you. Okay, I got this at Joann's because that's what I have close to me. It's Gutermann, and it is for top stitching, and it's thicker than it. I only did it in the top. I didn't put it in my bobbin. I only put it in the top, and it was all I needed, and it's beautiful. One of these didn't get me through this whole pair of jeans. I wanted to do the bottom too because I think that's really cute. And I ran out before I got to the bottom, and so I had to buy a whole nother roll of that to do the bottom. So I would love to know if I can buy a thicker spool of that somewhere. So I'm kind of on the search for other top stitch colors and things. I don't have a great selection at Joann's, so we'll see. The other thing I did different on this pair than this pair, see if you can tell. Hold on. I moved my pocket up. You can't tell. It's the top stitching shows you where this pocket is. You see it? It's right there. But this pocket, this is the same line. It's this far. This far down. So I moved this up. Looks like, let me get a ruler. Oh goodness, an inch and a half. I pulled it up an inch and a half. So don't sew your pockets on until you have your pants done and figure out where you want them, because they were just too far down. They were like accentuating the saggy butt problem. So I moved them up, and that really was very flattering. It really helped. The pockets really do help with that flat bottom problem as well. It really just gives you a little bit more detail there. Okay, so I moved my pockets. And once I had my pockets right where I wanted them, I went back to my pattern piece that had the pockets on them, and I took that and I moved it to a different place. See, I just drew it on there. And I used a different color pencil when I did my transfer of my different changes that I made, so that I would be able to see that it was a change. Kind of note to self. Sometimes I'll even write a piece of paper notes of things that I'm doing as I'm going, like what seam allowance did I use, you know, did I follow that direction, or did I just do something on my own, did I serge, what did I do, what kind of fabric did I use. I always take a little piece of the fabric, cut a little swatch, and sort of just tape it to this pattern so I know what I made out of it, because sometimes months go by, years go by, and I don't remember what I made out of it. Did I like it? Did I wear it? So that's something that you can do. Okay, so there's my two pairs of jeans. I have already been wearing them, and you know what? It's crazy. I've been getting compliments on these jeans. This pair especially. The other pair just looks like a nice pair of pants, but this looks like jeans. And I don't really wear jeans because they're always too tight in the waist. And this fits perfect, and I'm so comfortable. I can sit, I can move. It's awesome. Just awesome. So I really, really, really love my Mountain View jeans. Future plans. I wanted to just say that I will definitely make these again. Maybe different colors, maybe different fabrics. I mean, you could do whatever you want. It's, you know, it's totally freedom. That's why I love sewing. I would just say, just remember one thing. It needs to be stretchy. Because that's why they're pull-on. You can just pull them on. They have a fly. Did I show that? They have a fly. It's just fake. But the pockets are real. Sometimes when you buy jeggings, they don't have real pockets. I actually did a video on how to take a fake pocket and turn it into a real pocket on ready to wear pants, because I just can't stand that they took away the pocket. And this has pockets and a fake fly. So it looks like a fly when your shirt's down here, you don't even notice. And yet there's still a pull-on pant, which is super comfy. Super comfy. So how much stretch is a question that I wanted to know. And so when I read the directions, she says to make sure that you have at least 20 to 30% stretch. What the heck is that? Like, how do I know? So I Googled it and found out this. Let me get my ruler and show you. Okay, so this is my fabric, and you could do this in the store if you had a little ruler, not maybe this one, maybe something smaller in your purse, or maybe if you're in a fabric store, go get a ruler and come over to the fabric and do this test, and you'll know the stretch. So this is it's a two-way stretch. It only stretches this way. It does not stretch a little that way, but it's this way. So this is the stretch that's going across your body. So what you do is you take your ruler and you hold it, you hold your fabric at 4 inches, okay? So I'm gonna hold my fabric at 4 inches. Let's just hold it like this. Do you see a 4 right there? I'm not doing this very close, but you'll get this. You take the 4 and then you stretch your fabric, holding here and holding here. Okay, ready? So I'm holding it here. It's not usually as hard trying to twist this way, and there. And then you stretch it. Okay, it went to 7. Okay, so that is telling me the percent of stretch. So here's what it means. If it goes to 5, from 4 to 5, you have a 30% stretch. This is way more than 30. If it goes from 4 to 6, you have a 40 to 50% stretch. If it goes from 4 to 7, you have a 75% stretch. And if it goes from 4 to 8, you have a 100% stretch, because it just doubled, right? So let's do it again and see where we got to. It's basically about, it's about 6.5. So it's not quite 7. So 6.5. So we're at 50% probably easily. Maybe even a little higher than that. So these are super stretchy. If you want them a little less stretchy, go to the 30%. So you can, sometimes when you're shopping online, they will tell you the percent of stretch. If it was super stretchy, they would probably be too baggy, and I might try that and find out, so I'll let you know. But that's how you do the stretch. I just thought I would share that with you because I was baffled by that. I couldn't figure out, how am I supposed to know? It doesn't say, like in your and Joann's, it doesn't say on the bowls. I never found it anywhere. Sometimes people talk about things and different stores just don't call it that. So I just hope you enjoyed my review. I hope you'll try the Mountain View jeans, and if you do, please come find me on Facebook and send me a picture. I would love to see how yours turned out. I also post on Instagram as well, and I have links in my description and on my description of my channel. So I look forward to seeing you again. Come back. I'll see you soon. Bye now.